Like, like on this side here, and then goes under the street.
So, a couple of people who are more familiar with it than I, because I spent my time in the classroom, pointed out where the creek is, which is just to our south and running from east to west downhill. This is 3 stories. There was an elevator for serving disabled students, and the multi-purpose room was used for music and assemblies. It looks pretty sad on this side, but and in the afternoon it was very warm.
Is that why we got all the built-in air conditioning windows?
Mike?
Where we go.
As we walk through, you can see the rather crude burglar tool that was left on the ground back there for breaking in through the wall. I wanted you to see this side because of the approach from the street. The circulation for this side is really very good. There is a street to the west of us, this street to the north of us. We have Patterson Circle, and then other parts of Yale. So whatever gets here, going back to its original design, looking at the parcel map that's there as it's originally designed without the school, you can see that housing would work rather well. Good circulation pattern, beautiful view, it's a nice place, and it's a nice neighborhood.
Can I just say one thing about the general plan change because it's relevant? The recently adopted general plan also creates a mixed use area, meaning if we're determined to have like neighborhood retail, that would be allowed here in addition to housing. So I know that I hear a lot from the community about small neighborhood retail. So the general plan would allow it.
Is that plan available? I got the old.
Yeah, I was going to send it out I'll summarize it when we go to the school, but I can send it out to the members, to the school districts and everybody.
Okay. Any questions? Yes.
When you talk about looking at the original plot map, does that mean it's that the roads that are shown here that don't exist right now, like we're standing in the middle of it, would they automatically be put through, or would there be this process of, well, should Patterson go all the way downhill and connect with Ralston? Or?
I think that's a function of the later discussion with the plan.
Yeah. What'll happen is is if there's a proposal for a development here and gets submitted, that'll be in the evaluation by county planning and public works with community input about what makes sense. I think they're just looking at whether to recommend it be declared surplus or developed. Any planning isn't decided by the school district. It's going to go through a community process and approved by the county.
And the fire department has to say.
Fire, that's right. Fire for emergency
The purpose of
access.
this meeting is to decide if it's surplus.
It's already-
It's already decided. Okay.
So the question is.
No.
No.
Got it.
It's already set.
Yep.
It's technically not surplus yet. The board has not declared it surplus yet. It can't be used as a school site, so this committee's process is to determine if they recommend it being surplus or not. That goes to the board, and as part of that recommendation, they can also recommend what future use would be appropriate. But in the end, the board would be the decision makers on whether or not it's surplus and whether or not it's it should be what the next steps staff should take to sell the property if that was the choice.
What is the goal of this meeting?
So the first part of this is a site walk, and then at the meeting itself, two of the agenda items is to review what the committee has previously recommended, which is what's on this handout. That was done before the committee had been reestablished or reconstituted. We were down members. We need new members. So we have new members now. So one of the agenda items on today's meeting that's supposed to take place at Serra after this walk is to either reconfirm the recommendations or not. After the recommendations are drafted, then we have a community hearing process before the 7-Eleven committee can complete their work. And so once the hearing process occurs, they can come up with their report. Then the report goes to the board, and then the board can decide what the next steps are. So that's where we are in the process of the 7-Eleven committee.
Mr. Julian?
Yeah, and just to be clear, I know you have these three recommendations, which are different options about housing, workforce housing, but ultimately, you know, you're trying to get the greatest value for it. I get that, and ultimately, a developer is going to have to make a determination over how much to pay based on what the existing zoning and general plan is. So the district's not going to be deciding what really gets built. They're going to say, if we want to sell it for the maximum value. They're going to find out from the county what zoning general plan policies are, and then work to submit a plan proposal to the county that has a long public review process. I will say the only thing that makes some of the planning uncertain is there's a lot of new state laws that, I don't want to use the word Trump, but Trump local law that if developers follow some of these state rules, local cities or counties don't have as much power. You know, depends what happens. All we can do is say, here's what our general plan and zoning is. And it'll be we're talking years off before there's any kind of probably approval here or construction, because it's going to have to go through a pretty involved public process, unless they try to short circuit it through some state law.
I have a question for Liz. Liz, is there a item-specific mailing list that people who are here should get on in order to be notified of the coming meeting?
That's something that Ellen and I can kind of collaborate on, making sure that there's a clear way to get notified of meetings at the future of the site. We can absolutely figure that out. Yeah, and I can be in touch with you about circulating that. I know that want to be.
And the MAC.
And the neighborhood council.
I'd like to, bring this part to a conclusion. We're supposed to be in 3 minutes at Sarah's school, which is not gonna happen. So, would you all please walk back the way we came?